have not moved into the world of tablets. It's like a big ass thing here. What my bio doesn't tell you is that I was sexually abused as a child from age 5 to 7 by a family friend, from age 10 to 12 by 2 male cousins who used to babysit while my parents worked to keep a roof over our heads. And then I was drugged and gang raped in college. I've also experienced a lot of racism in my life, so the poems that you'll hear today reflect on all of that. This first poem is called Little Girl Memories. I'm just going to, there's no good way to do this.
You could sit down and read it. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, that's good. That way. Little girl memories of his smile tattooed in her brain, because smiles don't cause pain, do they? Little girl memories of weekends on the Cape became big girl memories equivalent to little girl rape. Memories of not so innocent touches, she clutches her palms so hard they bleed. Blood rushes, then slowly drips as memories rip through her mind. Thoughts flash and flicker like an 8mm movie on a sheet hanging from the living room wall. She hopes memories move quicker so she doesn't have to hear him call her name. Patricia, you're so pretty, he used to say. She was only 7. Thought all nice neighbor men talked to little girls this way. Like those 8mm movies, some scenes are not clear. Maybe it's better that way, because on these days, his memories creep in. She cries, wonders why he picked her. She was only 5 when the touching began. Hot summer sweat ran down the nape of her neck. Baby doll pajamas clung to skin. Excuse me, I haven't read this one in a while. He grinned from ear to ear. She didn't understand she should fear that look when he took her hand, sat her on his lap. She didn't know that wasn't his knee pressing against her bottom, or that the tapping of his leg as if he had to pee meant she was exciting him. Looking back, she wonders if his granddaughters knew the feeling of his knees or the touch of his hands the way she did. Did they trust his smile as he defiled little girl memories? Did he ever touch his daughter while running water for her bath? Did his wife know he liked to show little girls how the cows behind the fence were milked? Did she know he liked to feel silk baby dolls on his lap during summer naps on the cottage porch in Sandwich? Did she hear the pitch of his voice change when little neighbor girls came to visit? Did it register in anyone's mind? The kind man with the smile all the while was creating little girl memories that would become big girl nightmares. He's been dead for years. He can't hurt her anymore. But memories stored in dark places keep faces of dead men alive. Big girls create dreams, despite little girls' screams, to help them cope and survive the touches of a smiling dead man. I lived with the secrets for 42 years, from age 5 to 47. And 5 years ago, I met a woman at the Lizard Lounge named Tony Rose, who gave me the courage to start speaking out about my own abuse. So these are all partly because of her. I give her a lot of credit for my freedom. This one is called Once Upon a Crime. Shh! Don't tell. This is our secret. Warm breath on back of neck, hairs like soldiers stand straight. Eyes close, tears trickle, toes tremor. Remember silk sweat soaked baby dolls? The same, but different. Innocence stolen again. Silent voice cries, please, don't. This won't hurt. Hand reaches, fingers seek shelter, legs squeeze tight. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep if I should die before I wake. I pray, I pray, I pray. Dear God, make him go away. No one's supposed to touch me like this. Cousins should not touch me like this. Cousins play tic-tac-toe, double dutch. Cousins say, Miss Mary, Mac, 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 all dressed in black, black, black. Cousins teach songs. Down, down, baby, down by the roller coaster. Sweet, sweet baby, I don't want to let you go. Please, let me go. Whispers unheard. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, rock. Cousins don't do this. Cousins don't touch that private place. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. The private place where pee comes out and sometimes blood. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy has hair around that thing. He makes me squeeze that thing. It spits. It's not nice. It spits milk all over my hand. I think he's sleeping. He's breathing funny. Don't move. Stay still like you're dead. Maybe he'll go away. No, no, run upstairs, lock door, hide under bed. Monsters are nice under there. Cousins are not supposed to be monsters, like Lizzie Borden's father. Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her cousin 40 whacks. No, no, that's not how it goes. This is not how it goes. Nobody knows. Little Jack Warner sat in a corner, eating his Christmas pie. He stuck in his thumb, stuck in his thumb, stuck in his thumb. Shh, don't tell. This is our secret. And said, what a good boy am This skin color thing. Mother said my skin color, although beautiful, would make some people see me ugly. Boys like to touch girls my color, not lovingly. Keep your legs crossed, I was told. 8 years old, never told her somebody already spread them loose at an age. I wondered why no one picked me to play duck, duck, goose or frozen tag. My skin color, light caramel, diluted coffee milk, soothe as silk to touch. Face framed with golden blonde curls, light brown eyes, sometimes look green, even blue. Hard to construe the race of a little girl like me. Why did it matter? At school, girls my color stood to the side, sometimes cried when others whispered secrets about our good hair. Their mothers told them, girls with light skin, not light, not dark, are mulatto. We didn't know what that meant. It sounded like something tasty to eat, sweet like the soft pink inside of watermelon, creamy soft gelato. Moved from the street where Grandma lived across the way, most of the kids I played with, even my cousins, were darker, like chocolate milk. We couldn't stay. Something about busing kids to different schools. Mommy and Daddy didn't like the new rules. Went to a sit-in, but it was outside. I cried because it was cold. Mommy said we had to do this to make things right. One night, someone jumped out of the third-floor window of the house next door. High from LSD, she walked from the drug dealer down the street. My sister and I walked home, week after week, black eyes, bruised cheeks from the girls who called us what niggers. Daddy said that was enough, took us to the basement, taught us how to fight, be tough, Despite his belief in Dr. King's nonviolent approach, he didn't feel right doing this. Packed our stuff, moved to a new house, bigger. No one lived upstairs. We had our own rooms, no sharing. There were no darker kids on this street. No Snow White moms married to coffee milk dads like mine. I made friends with the girl next door, rode our bikes around the block to the corner store, over and over like a merry-go-round. We laughed, giggled, did wheelies and wiggles on our pink banana seat bikes. One day, she was already riding. I yelled, "Hold up!" She barely slowed down like she was hiding. I yelled again, "Wait for me!" She turned, looked my way, big blue eyes. I heard her say, "My dad said, I'm not allowed to ride my bike. Niggers." That word again. Nigger. Minus the one. For a moment, I stopped breathing. A tear dripped out. Wasn't sure why. Hearing this word made me cry. My first flight, age 9, walking home, looking cool, violin, lunchbox, book bag in hand, thoughts of after-school snacks. Heard a voice from in back say, "Fucking nigger." My baby sister, target. Handed off my possessions, trigger reaction, fist to face. She wasn't going to disgrace my family that way. I got taller, grew breasts faster than the rest of my friends. Men looked at me different, strange looks on their face. Someone would touch me in places no longer sacred. No dates to dances, no loving glances, just lust. Must have been that coffee milk skin color like mother had worn. It's been a struggle, this skin color thing. Like a broken winged bird rejected from the flock, never quite feeling accepted, too light for some, for others too dark. Clock ticking years away, yet some time stands still, like that day on the hill walking home from school. Violin music silenced in my mind by a cruel voice of disdain. Tears filled my eyes to this day, and I cry still when I hear the word nigger. So, I don't always like boring things. I like to be a little funny and sometimes and a lot about sexual stuff. So this is actually an empowerment poem, because for years men took my vagina when I didn't want them to, and touched my body when I didn't give them permission. So this is kind of an answer to them. It's called members only. My vagina is a members only country club, with other amenities at the discretion of the club owner, which would be me. Unlike the jacket some still wear, I reserve the right to rid myself of you without prior notice. You must pass the membership screening, and dues must be paid in full before entering any area of the club. Terms of the membership may be changed at any time. I am the CEO, board of directors, treasurer, and groundskeeper too. I landscape as I see fit. Your opinion regarding the length of my grass or the shape of my shrub does not matter. Be prepared to stay fully dressed even in the middle of July if I ask you to do so. Entry to the main pool requires a rubber cap. I will make exceptions to the cap rule at my discretion only for certain activities. You may only be allowed initial access to the perimeter of the club grounds until I am comfortable with your ability to swim. I do enjoy a nice stiff drink on occasion. Actually, I like pulling the lever that releases the tasty beverages. I prefer pina coladas because they are creamy. The only beer I drink will come from a bottle, so don't even go there. Do not try to force me to pull any lever or partake in any activity that I am not interested in. I will not hesitate to break things. I do bite when I get angry, so back off if I say so. The tennis court is open for singles play only. Balls do not necessarily need to be new, but must be clean. You are not applying for a servant position, so there will be no backdoor entry. I like to drive, so trips around the club will be led by me. Remember, you will always be the passenger. The pool hours are flexible, as is entrance to all areas of the club property. I do reserve the right to close during certain times of the year. I may decide to go on an extended vacation that requires complete rest. I may also decide that I want to play every day, several times a day. If you follow all the club rules, you will be treated with respect and maybe given extra club privileges. If you know any other members, your specific privileges should not be discussed. Every membership is different. You will be happy to know that if this were a cruise ship and I were a captain, I would be able to tell you I run a very tight ship. Hopefully you do not mind tight spaces. It does make for a more enjoyable voyage when things are held tightly in place. The club does provide supplies of limited varieties. You are welcome to bring your own. Thank you for your application. Please note, some members are pre-approved due to prior membership.
Go for it.
This I wrote for the one boy who probably saved me from thinking that all men and boys wanted to hurt me. He was my first boyfriend, and I wrote this to him, and I tell him to this day that I thank him for letting me know that not everyone was out to get me. It's called Memories. Sweet memories of first kiss linger, like his cologne wafting gently, soft fingertips, brushed cheeks, blushed from excitement, lips slightly parted, heads tilted, hearts beats like thunder. He wrapped his arms around her, chills rippled, hairs raised, eyelashes brushed gently, noses side by side. Spearmint flavored saliva passed over tingling, twisting tongues, lungs inhaled deeply, exhaled, mouth to mouth, no resuscitation needed. Warm breaths on necks, whispers in ears. This touching felt good. It was welcome. He never forced. Eyes silently asked permission. Soft hands tenderly caressed hair. Bodies pressed. Music played. Hips swayed. She felt his excitement, no action taken, virgin love intact. They forsake the act, deeply desired, satisfied with more innocent passion, rational thinking, young reaction steady, not ready for possible consequences. He senses apprehension, innocence prevailed. Years later, she hails his chivalry, thanks him for restoring her faith. Taken by other men and boys, almost destroyed her. She may never have known love existed had it not been for his gentle touches, kisses that left her floating on clouds.